Hey, I'm Nick from Remedy667.com, and as promised, I'm going to do just a little bit of letter building. I know I tried to do this with the typeface that I was working on last week, but I forgot to turn on my microphone. So hopefully you can hear me this time. And we're going to be doing the stylistic set number 1 for Wolf Mania, which has yet to come out at Remedy667.com. All right, let's take it to the screens. Okay, as you can see, I've already done 2. So we're going to run through and do another, and we're going to try and do it in about a half an hour because I don't really have a whole lot of time, which sounds like a really short amount of time to give to this, but this is the 3rd time I'm doing it. I'm kind of an expert, at least with this typeface. I want this to drop a little bit lower. I don't think I've done that so far with this font, but I think that could be pretty interesting. Sorry if I sniffle a bunch. My nose is a little allergy-ish. Well, when I was doing these videos before, I was kind of like mass pulling stuff out, right? A, B, C. And I noticed something with the first 2 sets. Sorry, I'm going off tangent a little bit here. Right from the get. So with the first 2 of these that I did, I noticed that the S and the C and some of those characters are a little weird because they don't have these serifs as pronounced as a lot of the other characters in this set. And here, let me finish this. I don't know. I've started like 20 things right here because I'm trying to rush it like a wild man. Let's group that. Bring that over. Just erase that center part. Tuck that in, move it up. Command G, sorry. Same thing here, delete that and delete that. Up. And delete that. Beautiful. There he goes, sniffling again, that wild man. Him and his Dracula fonts, sniffling into the microphone. Reflect. I think I did last time. Yeah. So the secret, because I'm always having a mess of issues when I deal with bees. But my newest secret is to just make that bottom bulge. I don't know what it's called, a hoop or something probably. Just make that stick out a little bit further. So let's pause this for a minute. We're not actually going to pause anything. We're going to zoom in over here. And so take a look. This is what I was talking about with the S. Well, that's a pretty sloppy S anyway. But like, see how my T, like everything, even the hoop on the U is that smoothness, but it gets away from it. It doesn't matter as much. But this S is just like, what? And the Q and the O. The G fits. The C, I did this to try and fix it, but that one's still a little weird. But those S's are awful. I need to figure some way out for them. Fix those. transform, reflect. We're going to do this on the vertical axis. And we're going to do this on the horizontal axis. And I'm not going to be able to fix that S issue right now. That's going to be something that I will either come back to outside of this video, or it'll be something where I'll fix it after I do it as a coming attraction, just to see if it has legs, if that's the word. If there's even any interest in it as a typeface. Because if there's not, then there's not a whole lot of point in me going in and making all the edits to try and get that looking right. Because it's not inexcusable. It just looks weird in certain words. Like, I bet if you wrote Mississippi, it wouldn't look as vampire. You know what I mean, Vern? Oh, look at that. That'd be a good J. I don't know what I accidentally hit there, but it's not what I was trying for. K's are pretty fun with this font, because this font has a lot of really bizarre things happening with angles. Whoa. I went that one, and I accidentally took that away. Hold on. Copy. Here's how you fix that. Ready? Delete that. Command F. As you can tell, I make that mistake a lot. And this might be a little too big, so... And I'm going to get that angle going a little bit more. That is a crazy K. That is terrifying. Kilgore Trout. Terrifying. How would this drippy L? I could cheat with that N over there. M. Yep, that's all screwy. All right, let's try to make a little bit less of a mess. There. Oh my gosh, we're on track 7? Alright, we better get going. So ultimately I'm going to make... So you saw how off my baselines, all the letters are all choppy. At the end of it, I'm actually going to line it up on the baseline. Well, almost nice. This looks like an N already. I'm going to use that thin one on this too. Right? Oh, that's so weird. I'm going to use this for my P. Now I gotta make a Q. I have no idea how I'm gonna do that. Just kidding. I don't know. Those don't match very well. But you know what? I think that works. And look at that. That is a massive little foot. You know, that is what we did the... R. Sorry. I did not make that noise because I'm making an R. I made that noise because I got frustrated because I was like, oh, this is going to be great. I'm going to put these drips here. And then I realized that this foot coming off of the R is going to cover all of that. All right, so those have all been a little, you know, you saw how the Q and the O didn't really work out as well. I think these S's are also... Oh, wait, I got an idea. Well, it's not like an idea that's going to change the world or anything, but it's going to make that a little quick. That must have been the way I made that terrible one below. So what happens here is that has to go like that. This has to actually rotate a little bit. Yeah. Not a badass. I wish this one didn't have the drip on it. And that's something that, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Whoa, I'm getting text messages from random spam numbers. That's exciting. Whoa, I don't think I did a U with either of these yet. And they are like perfectly set up for it too. Stretching my arm. I'm sure that all of the V's look exactly like that. Ooh, so maybe we should do one like this. Delete. See this? See how this overlaps right here? I overlapped it on both sides so I can cut it kind of a little more slapdash. I don't have to be as precise. And you know what? I'm gonna use this in the W as well. It's got one drippy leg. Apparently you get a 2-minute warning for a spam text if you don't check it. All right. What are we at? XYZ? Doing all right. I've been making X's this kind of cheaty way. Oh, I can't use that one. I just use that on the Y or the W because you know W and X, they're next to each other all the time. Get that out of here. That won't work. The drips were too... Threw it off too much. All right, bend that one out a little bit, which makes it a little bit different than the other one. But just for good measure, because as you can see, we've got this happening here, and it's also happening down here. As a sign of good faith, I'm going to delete this anchor point. And that, my friends, will change the way that looks. That's got to stay. See, now it's a little bit different. Holy moly. Alright, YZ. Why not? Transform. Reflect. I know I've been doing this. I have to say it out loud sometimes. Because it's not that I forget it, but my brain will just lose it. Like, what am I doing? So yes, I'm very fun to work with in the office. That was wrong. There we go. Z. And Z. You know, I think I built my Z with that one last time. Let's do it with this. I know I did a drippy Z before, but I really like that piece. So I'm going to line that up right there. Cut that out right there. Cut that down. And actually, I'm going to group those two together. And I'm going to slide that back a little bit. Let's get in there. Let's get in there and make it nice. Beautiful. All right, so we've got that. That is stylistic set number 1. I put it all on the same baseline, and then I duplicated it with my drag. And now we can end the video. Or, if you want to see more, let me lock this one. And we'll just get all these right into size range. So that's going to bend down a little bit on the side, which is fine. You want to make sure that your round shapes extend just a little bit, or else visually they won't work. This is one of my spooky, sloppy, crazy fonts though, so you know, the more, I feel like the faster they go, the more energy they have. I could be totally wrong, and in a few years I'll learn more and be better, and I'll look back at this and be like, what? Why did I say that? I'm going to grab a bunch of these because this is going too slow for me. We're just going to change the size of a bunch of them at once. And you'll go through and you'll set this up visually. And then once you actually go through and throw them in, so you're seeing them in context to test them, you're going to make a ton of other changes. And I personally, when it comes to that testing phase, I am a huge fan of font self for the introductory testing phase. And I'm getting that. And I want my drips to fall below my baseline because I don't want them to be viewed as part of the letters, if that makes sense. And I'm going to do some tricky stuff when I bring this into glyphs. And honestly, once I open font self, I don't know what's going to be in there. Probably skulls, because that's the font that I've been working on lately. So we'll just have to start up a new one. And I'm not even going to open what I had going with Wolf Mania already, because I actually went into it and took the edges in to ignore the serifs so that it'll kind of overlap with itself like that, like that's the sound of text overlapping. Actually, I like that. That could be good as a capital R, end of the word R. What do we got here? What do we got going on here? Let's unlock this. All right. So I'm going to select all those. I'm not going to update because I'd have to update Illustrator. But because these are going to be my lowercase stylistics, that I'm just going to import them as lowercase. And Smart Space and Kern for 25. Which I'm sure works a lot better if you're not making ridiculous display fonts that I make. So now I'm just kind of, I'm bringing these into like, so instead of pretending like this is the edge, I'm pretending like that's the edge. And this is a pretty easy, pretty quick run through, and this is going to do wonders for how bad this font's going to collide into itself, which is going to actually give it a lot of character. Not so much if you're trying to make a workhorse font, or, but that's not what we're trying to do here. We're trying to do awesome stuff. No boring sans serifs here. Yeah, that S, huh? That does not work for me at all. I need to refigure out a better way to make that S, because they all look like that. And the Q's, all these, pretty much all the round characters just don't get it. I'm gonna have to study some like old, maybe some black letter fonts or something. See what kind of like just offbeat stuff they throw into it to make those shapes have a little bit more character. Or letters, shapes, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Stop picking on me. The G's alright. That one's crazy blocky. I wonder if how many people actually use the stylistic sets that often. I do every once in a while. I mean, I use them obviously for all my contextual alternates, but I build them out and then I use them to do things like the randomizer and doubles elimination and all that. Like I don't use them. I don't just click on stylistic set number 3 and start typing, you know. Maybe people do that. I have no idea. All right, here we go, lazy designer. And then we're going to go into our advanced. And I want to blow this up a little bit. So that's not bad. Imagine, so we have no punctuation, obviously, but like, look at the word minimum. Looks pretty cool. This R could probably come in a little bit more. So let's hop over there. Yeah, see, and that collision works. That OV, that's a kerning thing. That's a kerning thing. But see how like the C's so thick? Maybe I should thicken up the E. I think that's probably the actual problem. But I think I'm going to leave it really thin like that since I'm dealing with just one stylistic set. And basically just trying to add more variety to this so it looks less like a font. And sometimes when people write things, they do stuff like having consistently thin E's. Look at it. Yeah, look at that. So that was running through the alphabet real quick. I got to get back to work. Hope you had fun. Like and subscribe or whatever.